Hi, I want to talk today about natural or organic impulses. So, before I start to talk about it, I'd actually like to encourage you that if you're interested in this topic, is to go to my YouTube channel and look up the video that's called The 5 Stages of the Birth Sequence, because it is actually going to help you to understand this video a little bit better. So, the first thing I want to talk about is impulses, natural and organic impulses. And I want to talk about blueprints. And so, natural and organic impulses are something that happen in between the stages of the birth sequence. And like I said, this is all explained in that other video, but just for the purposes of this video, just quickly, I will explain that there are 5 sequences to the birth sequence, 5 stages to the birth sequence, and this sequence recapitulates itself over and over in our lives every day. So if there was some stage in the birth sequence, and that is from preconception to the age of about 7, if there was some place in that sequence where something happened that we got interrupted in some way in our development, then chances are we will struggle with that stage of the sequence in our life. So you might look at it in terms of, we all know people who just can't seem to get going. They might get a really good idea, but they just can never get it off the ground. All they ever do is talk about it. So that person might have got interrupted in their development, say at the stage of maybe in the action stage where they actually started to develop a body. So that's one example of what could happen there. Or you see people that have great ideas, they're great at getting them started, but they never finish them. So it might be that maybe that person might have got interrupted in their process, maybe at birth, like right when they were being born, or maybe at some part of their integration stage after they were born, and they were integrating the whole state, the first 4 stages into their life. So that's the birth sequence. And so then what is a natural impulse? What a natural impulse is what the time that we take in between each of these stages to really settle ourselves and to see what we need to do next, so that we can flow from a real strong sense of ourselves into this next stage. So if you come up with a really good idea, you might want to just take a little bit of time to think about how you're going to implement that idea. How are you going to pull it together? If you just go rushing off and say start buying a bunch of material and you don't really put a lot of thought into it, you might end up with a really odd looking project because you didn't follow your natural impulse and just wait until you knew that you were really ready to proceed with this next step. And so these impulses, these natural impulses, are really important in between each stage. And I wanted to talk about the blueprint, because the blueprint is really important. If we can follow our natural impulses, then we're more inclined to find and feel our natural and organic blueprint, which is different from our imprints that you hear me talk a lot about. The imprints are what happens when we're developing and we have dynamics that are imposed on us that aren't part of our blueprint. The blueprint is where we live from like our divine source. It's like what we were before the imprints were put in place. We had this pure health. And I want to say that we still have this pure health. We just were overridden a lot of times in our development, so we have these imprints. So the message that I want to give really strongly in this video is, first of all, you might want to go and watch the video that I talked about before, the 5 stages of the birth sequence, so that you can get a really good understanding of where you're going to want to use this inner wisdom of following your natural impulse. And the more we can follow our natural impulse, the more we will land in our perfect blueprint. So I hope this helps you understand this topic a little bit more. It's a big topic, and I keep sending out little videos, like little snippets, just to try to help people understand it a little bit more. And I also want to say that understanding this work is one part of it, but really integrating the wisdom that we gain from this work into our body is equally as important. So I just want you all to know that I'm here. If you're at all curious about working from this perspective, I'm here to help you to learn more about yourself. So you can find me on Facebook under Rhythmic Waves Healing, or the Mysterious Silence Facebook group, or you can also find me at my website, which is also listed on the YouTube channel. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope to hear from you. Okay, bye.